All right, Mustang fans and surrounding areas, welcome to Ingleside Mustang, Lady Mustang Monday podcast. And I kind of renamed it because we've got a few podcasts scheduled for tonight. We have a total of, I think, six starting now till I think the last one's at 8:30. So what I'm going to try to do is just kind of go because they're 30 minutes. So I'm going to try to go one after another and not cut this live stream off. I don't know if I can do that. I've never done that before, but I want to thank the coaches from Ingleside, the basketball coaches, Coach Spencer, Coach Whittle, our soccer coaches, Coach Williams and Coach Lynch. And then tonight we're going to add our softball and baseball coaches, Coach Lewis and Coach Sanchez, for coming out after a long day and spending about 30 minutes or so with me here, talk about their program and talk about their players. I'm really excited that they've all said yes and to come out. And so hopefully the podcast will go really good here. And we're going to start things off here tonight with our Ingleside Lady Mustangs basketball podcast. And on the screen, I have our head coach, Coach Lance Whittle. Coach, how you doing?
Good. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Coach, thank you very much for coming out again. I'm going to put my glasses on. And spending some time with me here to talk about the program. Coach, first thing I want to do is congratulate you. You're in the playoffs for a third consecutive time. So, congratulations to you and your assistant coaches and the Lady Mustangs. As on our last podcast, if you saw, you heard Coach say, "We win, we're in," and they got the win, 41-32 over Calhoun. So that now means that the Lady Mustangs have one more district game and then they will go to the playoffs. So, coach, man, a heck of a game. You guys needed to win and you got the win.
Yeah.
You split the series with Calhoun 1-1. But I want to get your thoughts and let you recap that game on what you saw from the Lady Mustangs in getting that big win, but also about Danaya Williams, who had a huge night for you, 18 points, seven steals, five rebounds. Just kind of talk to us about the game and what you saw from Danaya.
Yeah. First half, I think the nerves got us a little bit. We were a little shaky. We were playing hard, but we just couldn't get any scoring done. I think the score at halftime was 20-14. We were down by six at halftime, and then we just went into halftime and just told the girls we got to get after it defensively on our press and hopefully get some easy baskets. And Danae, she got a lot of steals off our press and a lot of easy layups. That really got us going. I mean, it probably took us 2 or 3 minutes in the third quarter before we got the lead, and I don't think we ever relinquished it after we got it.
That was awesome, Coach. And to see, and it wasn't just her. You had a couple of
Yeah.
other girls I didn't write all down, but Maddie was involved as well. A couple of other girls. I saw Kiki had some points as well. So it's really a team win when you look. We needed to get that win to get into the postseason. And the girls, even though it might have been a slow start, really finished strong, got the lead and kept the lead. Which was great. You also got one of your players back, one that had gotten hurt. We really didn't know if she was going to be able to come back, but it was nice. I saw a photo of Ashley with the picture when you guys won. And so I said, okay, she's playing. That's great. I'm going to ask Coach about it. But she's been a big part, Coach, of the team this year. Obviously, when she went down with the injury, that really affected the team. We saw how it affected the team, but having her back at this game and helping her, having her back and having her help this team win this game was huge. Talk about Ashley's, performance. Didn't score a lot of points, but I'm sure just having her on the court was big for the team.
Oh yeah, her presence on the court is worth 20 points in itself. She'll she delivers the ball, takes care of the ball, doesn't turn the ball over a whole lot, and she's real good about you know running the offense, getting everything going smoothly, and kind of a common effect on all the other girls. They can kind of relax and not have to worry about creating anything because Ashley will she'll do a good job getting girls the ball where they need to get it to score or do something with it.
Yeah, the experience of having her back right on the team, I think, is the huge thing. Was the thing that we were missing. I mean, Kiki doing a great job, but we've talked about how young she is, and she's still trying to, get accustomed to the speed of the game, being just a freshman. So having Ashley back and with that experience, obviously, is going to help the team. Coach, moving forward, it's nice to have her back. You have one more game in district. What's the Ashley playing? Is it bringing her back slowly before the playoffs? Are we going to see her play a lot of minutes against Sinton? I mean, what is the strategy if you can say that you're going into the next game?
A lot of it's going to have to depend on Ashley. She has a little bit of rust on her still, so we want to try to knock that off before we get into the playoffs. But it's I've told her she's got to communicate with me if there's any soreness or anything like that with her knee. Just let me know, and we'll shut it down and give her another week to heal. Which is this game, it means a lot because it's sinning and all that, but in the grand scheme of things of getting ready for the playoffs, it's not affecting any playoff seeding or anything like that. It's just and I'll look to protect her before thinking of a win. That's really not necessary other than pride. So we'll look at it. It's just going to be kind of a game time deal. She's feeling good. We'll let her play a little bit more, and I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize her for next week.
Absolutely, but it's nice to have her back, coach. With her back, now the injury update with Ashley back now playing. Is everyone ready to go? Is there anybody else that?
Yeah, nobody else has got it. Other than just the typical season long bruises and soreness and but we're used to that now. So we should be about as full strength as we've been in a long time going into the playoffs, and that's the time to be healthy.
That's the perfect time to be healthy. And so again, we're going to get coach's thoughts here on the playoffs. See if everything's been situated. But before we do that, the Lady Mustangs still they got one district game left. That win or loss isn't going to mean anything except like Coach said. For pride, you want to beat Sinton, right?
Yeah,
That game is scheduled for tomorrow. Sinton did take the first one, so we would definitely love to split them. But coach, what do you want to see from the Lady Mustangs going into the final district game before the playoffs?
I want to see them continue the effort that they showed against Calhoun. They played with a little desperation, and once they shook off the nerves, I thought that was about the best defensively we've played all year. If we can continue and build on that, I think we're going to be we'll have a chance to be win a couple games in the playoffs too. So that's what I really want to see. I want to see them keep growing.
Awesome, absolutely. And so now, once the district game ends, of course, the Lady Mustangs are in the playoffs. Coach, I've got to ask you, do you know what do you know about the playoffs? Do we know who we're going to play, or do we still have to wait one more week until we find out?
I have no idea that other district is kind of in a cluster right now. They've got two teams that could possibly tie for fourth place, and if they would have to have a playoff game to see who makes that fourth place game, that could that kind of could determine who we'd play because one of those schools is a big school, one of them's a small school, and so it could bump one team down to a small school, and it's a cluster. Right now, it's looking between. I mean, if the odds are probably Columbia and then Brazosport may be the other option, just depending on how everything shakes out tomorrow. So it's right now it looks like Columbia, but anything could happen.
Yeah, yeah, you got to wait and see. Coach, do you know what day? Will it be next week? Do you know the day? You still don't know that either?
No, we don't know that. We're trying to secure a location first. The boys are still in district, so we got to kind of work around boys in the area trying to find a gym. Because they'll be playing on Tuesday, so we may have to play on Monday just to avoid that circumstance. Uh, so we haven't, decided because until we really decide who we're playing, it's kind of hard because Brazosport's about 3.5 hours away, and Columbia is about 2.5 hours away. Halfway points at just different locations. So we're trying to look, secure some gyms just in case either one goes.
Yeah, no, definitely, Coach. I will wait till you post something or send me an email. But definitely excited. One of the things that the girls, when we bring them onto the podcast and we have interviews, after them. One of their goals was to reach the playoffs, and they were able to reach that. So I'm definitely happy for the Lady Mustangs. Faced a lot of adversity with injuries this year, but they kept it going. They played hard all year. We get Ashley back. We win our final game to get into the playoffs. And listen, Coach, it's a new season, right? Getting into the
Yeah,
playoffs, start a new season. You heard Coach say it's healthy, so we can possibly be at the right time going in to the playoffs. Coach said we played probably the best defense we played against Calhoun. So all of those are positives as we go into the playoffs. Probably won't know anything this week or late this week. We'll see what happens next week, but tune in definitely to the school website, so to the MPND Sports Network. As soon as I find out, I'll definitely let you know.
yeah.
But again,
Hopefully
it's
Wednesday there'll be a little more clarity.
hope so. Hope we find
Yeah,
out. And then possibly if we find out this week, if the game possibly could be early next week. But again, we've got to wait to see.
yeah. It'll be
Coach,
Monday. It's definitely gonna be Monday or Tuesday. Just we don't know who or where yet.
awesome, awesome. Well, definitely when you find out, we'll wait for you to send us the message, and then we'll post it up on our network. But again, Coach, congratulations. I mean, I think it's huge with everything that this team has had to go through and fight through at the very end to win the final game and get to the playoffs. I know the girls are excited. I know you're excited to be able to get in the playoffs. And like I said earlier, the playoffs are a new season. New season starts per se, so it's a new season. So we're going to go in there, whoever we're going to play, and give it our best shot, and hopefully we get that win and move on to the second round. Coach, again, I didn't want to keep you long. Thank you very much. Just wanted to bring you in. Hopefully next Monday we'll see, because if the game is on Monday, obviously we can't have the podcast, and so we may have to wait until the next week. Or possibly on Tuesday, we'll see what happens and how our schedules. But if the girls have to play Monday, Coach won't be here. We'll probably wait until the next Monday when he's available to come on. So all of that's still up in the air for next week, according to what the schedule will show as far as the playoffs. But Coach, man, just great job. Thank you very much, and appreciate your time. And looking
Thank
forward to the playoff game. And if I can make the game, definitely love to go down there and cheer the Lady Mustangs on. But I'll give you the final word here, Coach. Anything you want to add? Anything you want to say before we let you go?
No, no, I'm just, like we kind of talked about, with all the adversity we faced this year with injuries and, different situations, I'm really proud of these girls, of how they fought through and never put their heads down and, kept trying to get better. Even when Ashley was out, Kiki and Oakley, the freshmen and Kylie Ralston, they all just kind of picked up their games and, it's only going to make them better, for us now. So now they can take that confidence even when we got everybody back, and hopefully, spread their wings and go on and do some good things.
Yeah, I think the girls could easily quit. I mean, it got tough there for a minute down the stretch in the district. That's really tough with Beeville and Sinton. These teams they battle, but these girls kept their heads up, kept the pace, continued to believe in the program and their coaches, and continued to play tough, whether they were getting the wins or not. And then we get healthy at the right time, and we get some players back, and we have to win our final game or second to the last game to get in to the playoffs, and that happens. And coach, all that happens for a reason. So I'm really proud of the girls. Really enjoyed talking to them, the ones that came on. Enjoyed talking to Ashley and Maddie and some of the other girls that came on, and just it's sticking to the course. Just keep continuing to play hard, and they were rewarded with the playoff spot for the third consecutive time, coach. That tells me that the program is on the right track. We're getting in the playoffs now. It's going in there and winning a couple of games in the playoffs. So I want to wish you good luck, and I'll wait for you to send out the information as to the next team will play first round of the playoffs. It should be sometime next week, and once coach finds out, he'll let us know. So, coach, thank you very much, and good luck going into the playoffs. And if I can't talk to you next Monday, we'll reschedule for the next Monday when you got time. Unless we keep winning, we just keep going, and we'll do the podcast.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Thank you, coach. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. You too.
Sure.
Bye bye.
All right, so we're just gonna wait here. We got about 10 more minutes, and so we're just gonna go ahead and wait. Coach Lynch is scheduled next. He's scheduled to come on at 6:30, to 7, where we'll talk Lady Mustangs soccer. So instead of shutting the stream off and coming back on, he should be coming on here in about 10 minutes. So let me send him the. All right, as I was saying, we're gonna stay on. We're gonna have Coach Lynch is scheduled to come on at 6:30, where we'll talk Ingleside Lady Mustangs soccer. So excited about that. And as I said, we've got a total of 6 podcasts. Each podcast lasts about 30 minutes or so, 20 to 30 minutes. But we try to keep it to no longer than 30 minutes, and give the coaches an opportunity to come on and talk about their program. And you'll see some of these coaches from time to time will bring in some of their players. We've already had some girls basketball on the podcast with Coach, our soccer girls, and I've asked the coaches. They select the players. I don't. And they let me know when a player's coming, and we always welcome the players. So if the players are listening, if you're not shy, it's a real quick 5 to 7 minute. We don't keep them long, but it's just really an opportunity to recognize the girls. And our focus here is really about the program, but it's also about recognizing the players. We've got so many players that in game time they do great. Coaches see the work that they put in the off season, in practice, and a lot of that. We just don't have a lot of media that comes down to this area to consistently focus on our kids, and to the community and the surrounding areas really don't know the talents that we have. And so, I'm just a very small part of building a network that allows our coaches, which I think we got great coaches there in Ingleside, led by the athletic director, Coach Chrisman, to give them an opportunity to come in and talk to the community about what they're doing, how they're getting better, what to look forward to. And then the players, coaches talk about their players. And then, of course, the players get to come on and talk about what they're doing and how they're getting better. And, if they have a big game, scored a lot of goals in soccer, had a big game in basketball. You heard me talking about Danaya, who had a big game. Definitely want to bring her on to talk about that game. So those are the things that we're putting together with coaches. That the coaches, I want to thank them. They send me the stats, so that allows me, because I can't go to every game. Allows me to see who had the big game, and then I can also request, Coach, can you bring this player on? And like I said, if she's not busy, he's not busy, or if they're shy and they want to come on, we want them to come on to be able to talk about their performance. So putting the podcast together allows the coach to talk about the program, talk about the players, and the players get recognized. I think that's really, really good. I think it's important. And then we put the live stream. So we also live stream. So putting a team together to be able to live stream these games. Our goal is to do the podcast like we do on Mondays, like we're doing tonight, and then live stream these games on Tuesdays and Fridays, for varsity on Fridays. So the community then gets to see the full effect of what the program is doing, right? If we're talking, like right now, we're talking basketball, you get to hear the coach, you get to see the players every week consistently when the coaches can come on. And then you get to see every game they play, tournament play, Tuesdays and Fridays. And then you can really get the effect and see what the program is doing, right? And we want to put more eyes on our program, right? We want to get more support for all of our sports. Kids love it when you go out to the softball field, when you go out to the baseball field, when you pack the gym for volleyball, basketball, you're out in the stadium for football and soccer. I mean, those are the type of things. And so we're just a very small part creating this network that allows us to bring this to you. I mean, we want you to come out, right? But there's families that live out of town that can't come to every game. You got alumni that don't live in Ingleside that still wants to support um, the school, and so they can support them through the live stream. You've got coaches, families who don't live in the area that can still watch. So there's a lot of reasons why the podcast and the live streams help. And so, we're looking to build this team out here in Ingleside, where we need tech guys. So we provide the equipment. We have the equipment, but you come out and we do tech. So you get trained by our tech, and you come out, use our equipment. You comment. We need a commentator and a tech guy, and then if you want to commentate the game, you put the headsets on. I mean, if I can do this, anybody can do it. It's a lot of fun, and we do pay to come out. So you're not volunteering your time. We're going out there, try to get some sponsorship. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. We have people that go out and talk to the businesses for us that we've got on team. But we got package deals for the businesses to advertise on our network. Hopefully we can partner up with some businesses, but it's a lot of work. But I take a lot of pride in what I do. I put a lot of time into it. It's all positive. There's no negative. There's nothing. If we don't use profanity, obviously, and it's not negative. We don't talk bad about the kids or the coaches. It's all positive, right? And so if you think that you're a person that would love to do either the technical stuff or the commentating, definitely reach out to me, Gabriel Trevino. You can reach me at my email, gtsports6464 at hotmail.com. That's all lowercase, gtsports6464 at hotmail.com. Let me know if you're interested in tech, if you're interested in the commentating, and we'll hook you up. We'll talk, and like I said, it's a lot of fun. And you're going and watching the games. We would love to go in town and out of town. So I do the talking. I get us all set up, or our manager will, and then we drive out there. But our goal is to live stream the whole game, the whole season, right? I think that's when people can really get into it. They can't make it. They go out to every out of town and home game for varsity, and then eventually we'll go to the other levels and stream our junior varsity, freshman, and middle school as well. So all of that being said, we're still working on it, but that's the plan, that's the goal, to be able to do that. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to me at my email. Once again, gtsports6464 at hotmail.com. Coach Lynch, how you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Coach, I'm doing great. We have 6 podcast schedule. So I call it Mustang Monday podcast, right? We've got all Ingleside. So we've got soccer, we got basketball, and then we've got adding in now this week, we've got softball and baseball. So I'm really excited. And again, want to thank you, coaches. After a very long day and after practice, you guys still find some time to come on the network. So I really appreciate you guys spending some time with me. Won't keep you guys long. But coach, want to talk a little bit about soccer. I was letting the fans know, the Mustang fans, that sometimes you guys will bring players in. It won't be every week, but from time to time, you'll have some girls that want to come on, and we welcome and invite all of the players that want to come on with the coaches. We definitely love to recognize you and introduce you to the community. So if you guys are hearing or you hear this podcast, if you're a soccer player and want to come on, let Coach Lynch know. I'm sure he'll get you on, and we'd love to have you. Spend about 5 or 7 minutes talking to you guys and just introducing you to the community. So, Coach, thank you once again for coming on, and let's get right to it. Let's recap the district games. You guys played Kingsville. Got the big win, Coach, 9-1.
Yes.
Jimena Jimenez, I'm thinking I got her name right. She had 4 goals.
Yes.
I saw a post about her on the Ingleside Mustang Athletics. So I know what she looks like. I'm not sure she was holding a goal. She was all tournament or something, Coach.
Yes, we played in the Rockport tournament earlier in the season in our preseason, and she ended up receiving an all tournament selection. So that was pretty exciting for her. Um, just has been an outstanding player for us. She's a sophomore this year, and really is kind of the centerpiece of what we do offensively. A lot of what we do goes through her, and she creates a whole lot of things. Just an absolutely outstanding player.
Man, that's that. Yeah, she caught my eye already, and just a sophomore. These
Hmm.
more years for Coach Lynch. That's got to be exciting. And then Zoe Garibay, 4 goals, 2 assists. So it was a big night for the Lady Mustangs. Talk to us about that game. Recap that game for us as far as the team. I mean, 9 goals offensively. We were in
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. We've really started to create a lot of offense for ourselves. It's looked really good in what we've been doing there. I mean, in the we so far in district play, and knock on wood, so far in district play, we have not been shut out yet, and I think that's really encouraging for us. We're liking a lot of what we see offensively. We are starting to create a lot of goals. Um, in that specific game against Kingsville, that was coming off of a game where we put up 6 against SGA to then turn around, go back down to Kingsville and put up 9. Um, in fact, all 3 of our forward 3 attacking players ended up finding a goal. Jimena and Zoe finding, I think it was 4 apiece, and then the last one coming from Ella Casey over on the right hand side. And again, I mean, that's attacking at a high level, attacking with a number of different goal scorers coming through. uh, I mean, Zoe has been just outstanding for us this year. I guess through all of our district games so far, I think it was 14 goals in the first 5 district games. Was just, I mean, just outstanding production.
Coach, is Zoe a senior?
Sophomore.
Oh my goodness. So you
Mhm.
you've got these girls coming back. That's exciting, Coach. That right there is
We're very young right now, and I mean, we believe we're competitive right now, but it's exciting to be competitive right now and young. We've only got 3 seniors. It was the 3 that came and met with you last week, and now, I mean, they're going to be tough to replace when that time comes. But for right now, I mean, we're excited to have them. But knowing that we only have to replace 3 going into next year is, we're really excited about the right now, and that makes us excited about the future as well.
yeah, absolutely, Coach. And Zoe to already have 14 goals, and it's still very early. A first round, we haven't even got to the
Hmm.
second round. What she could end up with this year, that's exciting. Jimena sophomore, Zoe sophomores. You've seen what they did against Kingsville, but that 14 goals already as a sophomore for Zoe. That's amazing. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on her, Coach. I definitely want to see what she'll end up with when the season ends, and then let's recap the Calallen. Calallen's ranked this year. They've got a good team. They went far last year, and I believe they're ranked in the top 10 this year, at least when the season started. I think I saw.
Hmm.
We played them, a tough team, very good team. Take the L 3-6. Again, we scored 3. They haven't been able to shut us out, which says a lot. Haley Carter with 2 goals, and Jimena got the 1 goal. What did you see from the Lady Mustangs in this game against Cal Allen?
Oh, it was, again, we're talking about a very competitive team that we're matched up against. We know that they've won the district 5 years in a row now. In that time, they've only lost 1 district game, and so they're tough. We know that we're getting into a tough matchup. Um, we ended up falling behind by 2 goals kind of early in the first 10 minutes. They find 2 goals, and then all of a sudden we kind of find a little bit of our own momentum. We end up with the goal by Haley Carter, um, was over off of playing kind of on the far left hand side, and it was impressive. I mean, it was a real highlight reel of a goal. All of a sudden, we're only down 1. We work our way right back in, and Jimena finds the second one for us with a great move to get past the defender, put a defender on the ground by beating her, and then find the to beat the keeper onto the near post. All of a sudden, it's a 2-2 ball game, and I mean, it stayed there for quite a while. We get kind of late in the first half, and I think with probably about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, they end up finding their third. So we go into halftime down one, but still kind of feeling like there's a good piece of momentum working for us, and that we've, erased a 2-0 deficit already. Now we're really kind of moving. We end up starting the second half and finding one fairly early and really having a lot of good things going. Um, Along the way, they end up finding another. So we're tied at 3. They find the fourth. Um, a few minutes later after that, we end up winning a penalty. We get awarded a penalty, and their keeper makes just an incredible save off that penalty off to her right-hand side. But I mean, to really be right in the thick of it all the way through, and then we ended up making a couple of mistakes kind of late, when we're really trying to throw some numbers forward to get ourselves back into it. That ends up making it the 6-3. But the way that they competed, the way that we were so resilient, the energy that was in that game, the excitement. I mean, for anybody who saw that, when you saw anytime we're scoring goals, the whole team is coming together to celebrate it. Our keeper makes a save, and the whole team is coming together to celebrate it. It was just such a high energy, high excitement type of game. It was just a lot of fun to be a part of, and really, really proud of the resiliency that they showed. And it was just there was no quit, there was no giving up. We fall behind, we come back. We fall behind, we come back. And just the way that they competed all the way through was really, really exciting.
That's I've been on this podcast and I've said I don't think this team. First of all, I think this team is going to get better every practice,
Hmm.
every game. I didn't realize. I know we only had a few seniors. I didn't realize how young um, this team really is. And as we do this, that's why we do this podcast, because I learn a lot from Coach. Every podcast, I go back during the weekend, and I review what we say. I watch and I'm listening to what you're saying. This is a very, very young team who's competing, even though um, we didn't get the win against a very talented and well coached Calallen team. To
Hmm.
just to score 3 goals on a really good team, and what you're talking about, the resilience of this team to be able to fight back, never quit. You better watch out for this team. I'm still a lot of soccer left, and this team continues to get better. And in that second go around, if we can continue to stay healthy, this team is going to make a run, Coach. I just got that feeling, and I'm excited that I'm able to talk to you weekly and be able to
Hmm.
because this is going to be a really, really good season. The Lady Mustangs right in the thick of things, playing really good against these tough teams. This is a very, very tough district. I don't know about the other teams, but this has to be one of the toughest districts in the state of Texas. I mean, there are some really good soccer teams in this district, and Ingleside is one of them. Coach, I'd like to have you talk a little bit about your sophomore, Zoe Garibay. We heard about the goals that she had against Kingsville. Right now, she stands at 14 goals, which I think is impressive, especially for a young
Hmm.
soccer player who I think is still finding a way, still got to get better. What makes her, Coach, so special on the soccer field?
I think I mean, the biggest piece of it right now is that she's just finishing goals. That's the her positioning is exceptional. She finds herself in the right place at the right time, and that you're never going to score goals if you're not putting yourself in a position to score goals, and that's what she is doing so well right now. Um, she is just often there. Somebody has the ball and gets into a little bit of trouble, and they look up, and sure enough, there she is with a little bit of space. And then once she's got herself into those positions, she's also just really got the talent to put it away. There's been a handful of situations where, you know, where we'll see somebody plays a ball in, and it just kind of looks like, oh, they've made a save or somebody's blocked it, and then all of a sudden it just falls right to her feet, and she's putting them away. The finishing capability that's there is so real. But then also just the athletic ability that she has to get into those positions. She is fast. She's quick. She can be physical and strong when she needs to be. I know she runs some of the relays for the track team to kind of give you the idea of the speed that she has. But just overall, the athletic ability to put her into the right spaces, and then not only is she, a great poacher, a great finisher who just kind of always finds a way to get on the end of the ball, she does a great job of creating as well. She's got a good handful of assists to accompany all of those, and I mean, she's just been she really is the complete package for a forward, everything that you're looking for, and is really, again, like we said, she's still young, she's still growing, she's still coming a long way with it. She had a really great game whenever we played against SGA. She had 5 of our 6 goals. Um, Last year as a freshman, her first varsity game, she had been on the JV, and we pulled her up for a game against SGA over there, and she ends up scoring a goal in that game in her first varsity appearance. So for whatever reason, one, she seems to just play great over there. Every time she goes over to SGA, she finds a way to score a goal for us. But now it's kind of becoming more and more that it doesn't matter where we're at, she's finding ways to score goals. And so that's just been really exceptional for us, that she's just this outstanding finisher. She's a great creator for herself and for her teammates, and just really maturing. We've had many conversations where it's just kind of all right, that was a good performance. So how do I make it better? Where's, just always trying to find the improvement, constantly chasing progress and get better, get better. That's been huge for us. That mentality that goes into it as well.
Wow. Coach, what's her jersey number?
Oh, I believe she is. I want to say number 3, maybe. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'd have to go back and look.
Okay, that's Zoe Garibay, a sophomore. You're hearing Coach talk about his sophomore player. 14 goals already. We still got a lot of soccer to play. She's only a sophomore. She's got the rest of this year and 2 more years. And these are just some of the players that Coach has on the team. Obviously, when you lose seniors, it's always hard to replace them. Wish we could keep them. But also, when we do these podcasts and these live streams, it's about the future, right? Because you want the team to be competitive even when the seniors leave. And coach, you've got some underclassmen who you're going to have for 2 more years outside of this year, who are they're impacting the game, impacting the season, and that's what you got to get excited about. So once again, I talk to the Mustang fans. When you get an opportunity, especially at home, come out and see these girls play soccer. Two young girls doing some big things. And these are just two girls that we picked today. I'm sure Coach has a lot more that we'll continue to talk about the podcast. This is exciting. And this is why you come out and support Ingleside Athletics. This is why you should come out and support these programs when they play, especially at home, because there's talent that if we didn't do this, a lot of the community would really never know if you don't go to the games, right? So it's a good time to come out and recognize these players. Hopefully, Coach will be able to bring Jimena and Zoe on. I don't know if they are shy, but if they're not, Coach, I definitely would love to have them on the podcast at some point this season if we can get them on. Coach, let's now talk about the other levels, the sub varsity. What can you tell
Mhm.
us about our sub varsity and how are they doing?
Our sub varsity is really having an exceptional year. It's interesting with last year, our JV team did really well. Our JV team had, I mean, 4 or 5 girls that are now pulled up to the varsity, and so it was kind of we knew that team was good, but they were good because of, you know 3 to 4 just high achieving individuals. Zoe was one of those who was on JV and got pulled up midway through the season, among a handful of others. Uh, this year, our JV is really finding that same amount of success, but it's such a team effort in it all. I mean, yes, you have outstanding players into the mix of all of that, but it's just really coming together as a unit. It's also a very young group. It's predominantly freshmen and sophomores, and they're just finding ways to perform. When we look at earlier in the season, we hosted a JV tournament, and they played against Calallen and lost. And then just on Friday, they played against Calallen for the second time this season and ended up drawing. And so, we're seeing the progress, we're seeing the learning. A handful of them on some of these teams that don't have JV teams, we've been able to pull a few players up and start to get them a couple of varsity minutes. And it's exciting to know that, again, in this youth, we still have, while we have a young varsity team, we also have other young talent in the mix that's getting themselves ready, preparing themselves to be varsity caliber athletes. And I think that's really exciting to see. And a huge part of that is our JV coach Sandra Alvarado, who's just doing an outstanding job with them. It's all about development. It's all about giving people the opportunity to get better, to grow their skills, to learn the game more and more. We have a handful of people in there who didn't grow up playing soccer. They're coming in as high schoolers, learning the game, and are able to learn quickly and really accelerate the process and go really learn so quickly and develop so fast because we've got great coaching at that level. That's a huge part of it.
And that's awesome. Again, the girls, the sub varsity, when they play the early game. They travel when there's a team that they play. They play first, and then the varsity play. So when you go out there, if you get out there early, you get to see two games, right? You get to see, in most cases, our sub varsity, and then you get to stick around and see our varsity. So again, you hear Coach talking about the talent at that level, at our freshman and sophomore level, and then the young girls that are on varsity still possibly another year to 2 years to play. So Coach, when I hear you talk, I hear this program that could be very competitive for a very, very long time, which is exciting to see. That's why we do the podcast. We want to know what we have this year and what we have coming up in the future. So that's really, really exciting. You're watching the Ingleside Lady Mustangs soccer podcast here with Coach Lynch. Following this, we have coming up next our Ingleside Mustangs basketball podcast at 7 with Coach Mark Spencer. So please stick around after this podcast, as then we'll jump into basketball here on what I call Mustang Monday or Monday Mustang podcast. It's a podcast where we have 6 podcasts scheduled. I think we're going to get 5. One coach couldn't make it today. But it's a lot of fun. Coaches come in and they talk about their players, their program, and at times you'll have players come on with them so we can recognize the players as well. Coach, I want to now jump into the next couple of games. You guys have a game tomorrow. It's Beeville. That's a home game. Looking at your schedule, you heard Coach talk about a couple of home stretch games that were coming. We're here. They've arrived. We've got the next couple, I think 4 games or so will be at home. So you have an opportunity. The weather isn't bad. Definitely go on out there and support our Lady Mustangs. But Beeville is coming into town. I believe that game is at 7:30. Beeville's always been a really good soccer team. I don't know how good they are, but they've always had a good program out there. What can you tell us about Beeville, and what do you expect in tomorrow's district game?
It's going to be a really exciting game. That's for certain. We to your point, we started off our district season with 5 road games in a row, and now we just started a stretch of 8 home games in a row. That just kind of the way the scheduling fell for us this year was a little different, but it now means that we're kind of in quite a homestand. So people who can be able to get out and support, that's huge, especially going into tomorrow, which is going to be a very competitive game. We know that they graduated a couple of key players, which is helpful from our end of things. But that, like you said, they're consistently a competitive program. They were the 3rd place team in the district last year. Ended up making it 3 rounds deep. That we expect it to be competitive. We're pretty excited about that, and excited to get to see them the first time around at home. This is one that really kind of is going to be impactful for playoff standings, that we kind of feel that we're in a situation that we might be able to go and get a win on this one and kind of keep our playoff destiny in our own hands and not kind of need extra assistance along the way. So this is a pretty big one for us. And we are coming off of a string of pretty good performances. The 6 goals at SGA, the 9 at Kingsville, a gritty and competitive performance and a loss to Calallen on Friday. But we really feel like we have a lot of momentum going with the way that our team is going right now. Um, and it's really everybody's really coming together as a team in a big way right now. The unity is there. The the direction behind a common goal has been huge right now, and it's really exciting to kind of see how it's all coming together. And I'm really excited to see how it comes together on the field tomorrow in what is going to be a tough game. We know that for sure. They're a very competitive team. They're a very talented team. But we believe that we're going to be able to compete with everybody. That's kind of the mentality that we've got right now. Is this sure is a competitive district? Last year 3 teams made it 3 rounds. The third round for our region was just our district playing each other again. Um, and so it's hugely competitive, but we're one of those competitive teams. That's the mindset that we want to make sure to have, and that we want to compete with. This is a competitive district, and we're ready to compete with it. That's what we're setting out to do.
Coach, you're competing already. I think, I mean, the game against Calallen says a lot. Even though
Mhm.
the W 6-3, that's a good soccer program over there. Good team.
Yes.
And to be able to compete and hold our own for pretty much the whole game, that says a lot about where this team is going. The trajectory, the direction of this team is going up. So we're on the right path to continue to go up. Just continue, the girls continue to work hard, stay the course. Good things already happening for us. And I really think this is the game. I think this is going to be a very good game between Beeville and Ingleside. So you can definitely come on out. Home field advantage for us is to bring people out there and be loud and cheer for Lady Mustangs as they take on Beeville. As you're hearing, coach, this could be a big win. If we win this game, this could be huge for down the road playoff implications. So we definitely want to get the W. So I think that's going to be a really good one. Game time starts at 7:30. I believe the JV will play the early game. Coach, what time does JV start? 6?
JV will start at 6. Yes, sir.
6, and then varsity at 7:30. And then, Coach, I want to get your thoughts on Bishop if you want to say, because you won't be back till Monday, so you will play that game before I bring you back. So any
Mhm.
thoughts on the Bishop district game at home? That game will be at 6 on Friday, February 7th.
Particularly excited about that one because that's going to be our senior night. That'll be a huge one for anybody who's out there. Please come and make it out to that Friday game and support our seniors. We have a small but extremely influential senior class. We had all 3 of them on here last week, and they are just a lot of fun. They are all 3 of them outstanding kids. They're all 3 of them great players. And so for them to get that support that I think that they have really earned and really deserve, please everybody come out support for that one. Let's rally behind those seniors and let them know how important they've been to this program, to this community. I think that would be a really exciting thing to be able to do. And that's a game that we really think it should be a winnable game. Which that's I think that's what everybody wants to be able to do on senior night too, and so that's really exciting to see that it's a situation that we believe we can go out and win. We can go out and really kind of set our seniors up to have a great evening on that one, and so we're really excited for that. Please be out there to support if y'all can. That would be huge for us.
And we had the girls, the 3 seniors on this soccer team last week, I think it was, and they're a lot of fun. They laugh. The chemistry is great, so we know that they have a lot of fun. So senior night, we celebrated once, and it's on Friday, and so that again, our responsibility. Hopefully, we come out and show them support and that we support the program, but support them, especially on their night, senior night. So we've got 3 of them, as you're hearing, Coach. So we definitely invite and would love to see Mustang fans out at the field, the soccer football field there in Ingleside. Game time for the varsity is at 6. So there's one game that night, I believe, that's 6 o'clock. So get there early, show your support for our soccer program and for these 3 seniors. And then tomorrow night, 7:30, Beeville's coming to town, and I think that is going to be a good one, Coach. I hope we get the W, but that I think is going to be a battle from the beginning to the end. We got
Yes.
good teams going at it. Hopefully, when it's all said and done, the Lady Mustangs will have the W, and we'll get a little bit of rest and then get ready for senior night on Friday. Coach, thank you very much for coming out again. Appreciate your time. And man, I tell you, like I said, every time we do this podcast or you send me a stat, I'm seeing the girls I said that this team was going to be a different team the second go around in district than when they started. You're starting to see that. The W's are going to come because they're competing against some really good teams. And I think teams around know that they've got to prepare when they play Ingleside. It doesn't matter if you are London, Calallen, Rockport Ford. You got to come ready to play because Ingleside is giving these teams, they're earning their wins. We're not giving them anything. They have to earn those wins. And this is a very young team and exciting to see what the rest of this season is going to show going into next year. So, Coach, thank you once again for coming out. Good luck against Beeville. Good luck on Friday. We'll see you next Monday. But I want to give you the final word. Anything you want to add?
I just want to one more time reiterate to everybody, if we could be out there senior night this Friday, we again a smaller group of seniors, but one that's been hugely influential, hugely impactful, and so all the support that we can get out there for that will be huge for us. That'd be a great thing to have in our community.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you very much. We'll see you next Monday and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Sure. Again, that was our soccer podcast with Coach Lynch, a very good soccer coach, and doing a great job. Didn't realize how young these girls were, um, and that's why we have the podcast, right? Because talking about Zoe Garibay, who's only a sophomore with 14 goals, that's huge, that's big. Um, Getting better every game, and that's the one of the things about the podcast is to have coaches talk about their players and hopefully excite the community to want to come out and not only support Zoe and her teammates, but the program, right? Our younger classmen, our JV, our sub varsity, who in a year or two, these girls are going to be up on varsity, right? And so just the support, I'm sure the kids appreciate it. And for me, it's just a small part of bringing out the talent that we have here and giving coaches a platform to consistently come when they can. We offer it every week because I think it's important. They play two games, right? And so you get to see the 9-1 and you get to see the amount of goals that they scored. And we keep a record of that, and coaches send me the stats. And so I think that's important. And as we continue to build our team to now add the live stream. So when you see the podcast, now we go to the live streams. Now, if you can't make it, you can follow them. You can watch the podcast now, follow them on the live stream if you can't make it out to the games. That's why we introduce the girls when they come or the boys and we ask for the jersey number so you can put the name with the jersey number and see the talent, a lot of talent in Ingleside in so many sports. We're just a very small part of bringing that talent out. And so just excited that I'm able, and I'm really, uh, I want to thank the coaches because after a long day, most of them come out in the evening. The last thing they want to do is come out, right, and talk. I mean, they've had a long day. They get up early in the morning. They've got practice. They've got school, classroom duties or responsibilities. And then to come out here, that's why I try to keep it within 30 minutes to give them time. But I appreciate all of them. I have not asked one coach from Ingleside if they would love to come on and have been denied. Every one of them have said they said yes, and when they're able to come on, we offer it every week, every Monday. Sometimes they can come on, sometimes they can't. Things come up, and they can. I definitely understand that, but I just appreciate them accepting the invitation and coming on because I think it's big. As I said, we try to put the stream together with their podcast. So once again, I want to thank all the coaches there from Ingleside for coming on and spending some time with me here on the MPND Sports Network and talking about their program and their players. And so now the next podcast is at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to send Coach Spencer the information so he can come on. So give me just a second here and I'll be right back with you guys. All right. So I just want to send that information over to Coach Spencer. So Coach Spencer should be coming out next from 7 to 7:30. And again, after this podcast, we'll probably take a 30-minute, 20-minute break. Coach Williams, our Ingleside Mustangs boys soccer coach, was unable to make it on time today. So we're going to try to reschedule him for Wednesday. So if I can put him in one of the time slots on Wednesday, we'll have him come on for the week to talk about his program. They've had some big wins. They had the big win over Calallen 1-0. So we definitely want to get him on if we can on Wednesday to talk about the week that they've had. But that's another uh, group that I think, just like the girls, are going to be a different team. They faced a lot of adversity, a lot of injuries. They're starting to get healthy now, and you're seeing the results of when this team can be healthy. So we definitely want to get with Coach. Hopefully, I can get him on Wednesday for a short time and have him recap some of the games. They had some big wins. So again, Coach Spencer coming on here at 7. Coach Williams will not be on today. We'll try to get him on at uh, at 7 on Wednesday for about 15 or 20 minutes, see if we can get him on. But now we're going to shift from soccer back to basketball. And definitely, as we talk about Ingleside Mustang basketball, I think this is going to be good. This team definitely don't want to jinx them, but I think they'll be in the playoffs. They got a couple of good games coming up that you don't want to miss. So I have the head coach here for the Ingleside Mustangs, Coach Spencer. Coach, how you doing?
I'm okay. Let me fix my audio real quick. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Okay, maybe that's better.
There you go. Coach, we were already live. So I have 6 podcasts today. I have all the coaches coming on. So we're doing 30 minutes. So I jump off one and the other one comes on. So didn't know if I'd be able to do it because I was looking at something that's going to be 3 hours for me, but I can do it. It's a lot of fun. 30 minutes. So thank you for coming on and talking a little bit about your program and your players. And Coach, we're ending towards uh, the end of the basketball season, getting ready for the postseason, for the playoffs. Looking at this schedule, this is where you want to be as far as games, because the next couple of games for Ingleside, every game I think is going to be must watch.
I'm sorry you cut out. I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, it's cutting in and out.
Not
I
sure.
hope it's not my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm looking at my things. Everything is online. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I was getting some weird things on mine. I don't see my. Are we good? Now you're frozen.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can there, yes.
You can hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I think on my end, I'm looking at my connection. They look pretty strong. Um,
It seems okay. I just kept getting a lot of updates on stuff on my computer, so I guess it's doing its normal cycle.
okay, yeah, okay, that's
I
what
think it's done. I think we're done. I think we're done with it now. Sorry about that.
no problem. So you can hear me now.
Yes.
All right. All right, coach. And so it's must see some of the games that are coming up for Ingleside, man. They're going to be good battles, some great games. And of course, we want to win those games because obviously we want to get into the postseason, coach. And so before we get into those games, let's recap some of the games that you had. So let's talk about the Calhoun game. You guys defeated Calhoun 54-23. Number 30, Dylan Reed had a big game, 20 points. Number 23, the freshman Landon Yonk, 12 points. This freshman had 4 3-pointers in this game. Ingleside sweeps Calhoun 2-0 in the district series. Before we get to your young freshman who I was told before the season started that know him. They said, man, this young guy can shoot the three. So I was really excited to hear about him. A smart basketball player, I'm told. But before we get into him and his performance and Dylan's performance, talk a little bit about the team getting this win and what you saw from the Mustangs.
Well, it's we came out in good shape. We were a little shorthanded after the confrontation we had in Beeville, so we were missing a couple of players. But we came out on fire. I thought our first quarter was really good. We had a really shaky second quarter. It was our lowest performance as far as quarters go. But I thought we shot the ball decently well, and the hustle was there. The defense was there. We just weren't finishing some stuff inside, and I thought we could have done a little bit better in that quarter.
Coach, also talk about and Dylan is. I mean, he's been the guy. I mean, consistently, he's double digits. You get 20 points from him, so we kind of know what you're going to get from him pretty much game in and game out. I mean, he's a guy that defenses are going to have to pay attention when they play Ingleside. You got to stop him, or he's going to have a big night. But your young freshman Landon, 12 points, but 4 threes. Don't know where they came from at what point in the game. We're definitely going to be in Rockport on Friday. So we'll definitely be streaming the Rockport Ingleside basketball game. So if you can't make it out there, you can definitely catch it we'll send the link to the MPND Sports Network. Click it and you can get to the game. So I'm really excited about seeing this team for the first time and this young freshman. But he's got the capabilities of hitting the long ball. What can you tell us about the young freshman and his performance against Calhoun?
Well, back to Dylan. Dylan, by the way, not only had 20 points, he had 10 rebounds, so he had a double-double. We rely on two freshmen to do a lot, so I'm going to throw Julius Sierra out there real quick. And we just moved him to point guard, and he came in and had 5 assists and only 1 turnover. So really nice job there by him. And then, Landon. I mean, everyone knows Landon can shoot, and he's been battling through some little aches and pains. Freshmen have a hard time this time of the season. They're used to playing like 14 games in junior high, and now we're on game. What is this? We're 19-7. So we're on the 26th game. So it's like playing 2 seasons for them already. And so they're always a little tired. And of course, you got to get used as a freshman. You got to get used to varsity speed, and he's doing a great job. And I thought his teammates did a great job of getting the ball in positions where he's comfortable with, and he can hit pretty much from anywhere. So it was nice. We needed that, knowing that Port Lavaca was going to zone us up, and we needed someone to knock some shots down. And he did a great job.
And I think these 2 freshmen, because you've talked about Julius and really not to really look at the points, but he does the little things. He does. I mean, there was a game where you said he impacted the game and got us to win by the small things that he did. So when you think about these guys, right, and how they're impacting the game as freshmen, it's nice to see. Not to mention, Coach, like you were saying, they're accustomed, their body, right? Season's over for us by now, or should be ending. And for them, it is not. They've had to adjust. I mean, Julius, I saw him play football as a freshman. And so I know he has the energy to go the distance because I saw what he did in football as a freshman. And he really impacted the season in football. So I know what he's capable of bringing to the basketball court. But then, so these 2 freshmen, real exciting to see them on top of the senior leadership that we have. And then Dylan, I didn't see the rebounds. I didn't write that down. My apologies. But the 20 points. And again, Dylan's been consistent for you, Coach. Pretty much every game, he's going to get his points. So if he can get that help, if we get the other outside shots going, I know you said in the podcast, if we make shots, we put ourselves in a good position to win. This was a great game, seeing the freshman hit 4 threes. It's good. Hopefully that'll continue in the next couple of games. Coach, I wanted to talk a little bit about the playoff status. Obviously, we still got a couple of district games, but right now, where do we sit right now as far as place? And now now, where would we end up?
We're in.
No
We're
matter
in the playoffs. Where the way the UIL did it with big school, small school, we'll be a small school. We're the smallest school in our district, so based on enrollment. So it depends on us and Sinton. The district is set. Sinton, us, Rockport, and Beeville are all in the playoffs. Beeville and Rockport will go big school. Us and Sinton will go small school. Now, if we win our last 3 games, beat Sinton, Rockport, and Beeville, tall task, all very, very, very good teams, then we would tie Sinton for the district championship. If we lose any one of those games, then Sinton's going to be the district champion. But I mean, I like my kids. I like what we have. We scrap, and when we shoot the ball well and we play tough, we're good. But we'll see tomorrow night in Sinton, big game. They know if they win it, they win the district championship, and we know if we win it, we stay alive.
Gonna be a big game. I'm gonna get Coach's thoughts here in a bit. Coach, with the little incident that happened, and these players we didn't have for Calhoun, we will get them all back in this game, correct?
Yeah, we should have. We got closer to full strength. We're still dealing with a few little bumps and bruises and everything else that's happened, and which is expected. I mean, it's game 28 coming up. I mean, you're going to have that, and so we'll just see. We'll line it up and we'll get after it and see what we can do at Sinton. I mean, they're excellent team. Omar does a great job over there coaching, and they've got really good athletes. So who knows? We're gonna suit it up tomorrow and play our hearts out.
Absolutely. I watched. I was down there streaming the game this past week when Rockport played them. I didn't realize. Now I know they have Jacoby James and Hanson, but I really didn't know they're very physical team, more physical than I thought. Watching, it's the first time I watched them play this year, but they're just physical. They just got a lot of inside game on what they did against Rockport. And it's one thing is just trying to get them off the boards, man. They just get second, third chances and got some guys that can shoot the second half. Everybody get it going. So it's a very tough team to be, very talented team. Sure, coach does a great job out there. But we'll be taking on that team tomorrow at 7:30 at Sinton. You're hearing Coach talk. It's a big game for our Mustangs. Sinton did win the first matchup against us. Coach, just want to get your thoughts. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know about this Sinton team, but keys to competing and getting this win in a very tough place against a very good team.
The great thing for us is already being in the playoffs. And so we look at it as it's a great opportunity against 3 already playoff teams. Sinton, Rockport, and Beagle are all playoff teams. And, at this point in time, we're just going to focus on and try and be better versions of ourselves. And, what happens at the end of the game, it happens at the end of the game, whatever the scoreboard says. If we do what we're capable of doing and play to our best of our abilities, we'll let the chips fall where they may. I like my kids. I like what we got. I like our team chemistry. And so we're just going to go out tomorrow night and play our hearts out and see what happens.
Have some fun. Absolutely. They are in the playoffs already. I kind of thought they were. I said, I'm not going to post nothing up until I get the confirmation from coach. Cause sometimes you could be wrong. People tell you wrong. And a lot of people tell me we're in. I said, nah, when the coach tells me we're in, then I'll post it. Other than that, cause you never know, you could be wrong. And that game takes place tomorrow in Sinton. That game's at 7:30. And then on Friday, there'll be another good matchup as Ingleside goes into Rockport Fulton. We will be there to stream that game. So definitely, if you can't make it out to the gym, you can catch it on the live stream. We'll have it on the Pirates Cove Sports Network and the MPND Sports Network. So we'll definitely be out there. I'm looking forward to that game, Coach. The first go around, Rockport gets to win. I know, same thing, I'm sure. For Rockport, as you are, we're sitting just trying to play, get the best version of the Mustangs. We're already in the playoffs, but I would imagine that you want to see this team play the best ball in the next couple of games, win or lose, right? You want to see the outside shot going in. Definitely want to see the hustle and the defense. Want to be playing the best ball you can possibly be playing. as we get into the postseason. So that game on Friday in Rockport, it's just one game, Coach. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that game starts at 6:15, not 7:30.
The sub varsity will play at 5. We'll play at 6:15.
6:15. So again, we invite all the Mustang fans to come out and support on Tuesday, tomorrow in Sinton, and then in Rockport, 2 road games. But again, on Friday, if you can't support them through the MPND Sports Network, our live stream will be there Friday to live stream the game between the Ingleside Mustangs and the Rockport Fulton Pirates. Coach, again, man, well, congratulations. I know one of the goals for the Mustangs was to make the playoffs. This was a tough district. All teams were really good this year. Sinton, Ingleside, I knew Beeville, and Rockport Fulton. Wasn't sure on Calhoun, but the 4 teams that I predicted at the beginning of the season they would make the playoffs are in. We still got a couple of games, and we already know who's going to get into the playoffs. But I wanted to ask you, Coach. So now with the split, the big schools, small schools for Sinton, do you like the split better, where small schools play go this way and the big schools? Does that mean anything to you?
I, I I like it, but I wish they would do it like football does it, where you have Division 1, Division 2, because even though you we could finish as far up as first or second in our district, and yet we've got to play. Let's say we finish second in our district, we'd have to play the number 1 team out of the other district, and I don't think that's right. The first and second place team should play the third and fourth place team respectively. And so when you go like this, you could be really good. You could be the second place team and have to play a district champion in the first round, and that's not what this is supposed to set up as. So I mean, it's better because we play schools are similar size. We don't have to play a 1,100 kids, Calallen in the first round or something like that. But Lamar, it would be their district champion. That one, there's 739 kids, and so it's tough. I just don't think first and second place teams should have to play a first or second place team from another district. And if we end up can at least get first or second, and Sinton is first or second, then the 2 best teams in the district, one of us has to play a district champion in the first round.
Yeah,
So I wish they would break it up like they do football.
that would be nice. I saw Rockport the last 2 years play, and they had to go play against their number 1 team, the team
Yeah.
that and those teams were just really good.
And no offense, but they were the fourth place team.
Yeah,
And so a fourth place team should have to play a district champion.
yeah,
But in this situation, me or Sinton, one of us is going to play a top 10 team in the first round. So,
yeah. That's
hey,
why.
but we don't care. Whoever lines up with us, we're going to go out there and put on our Mustang blue and gray and white, and we're going to get after it and go play.
Yeah, listen. As big as the school is, I mean, you can only put 5 on the court at a time, and 5 on the
That's
court
it.
at a time. So, the best 5 will win, and so I look forward to it, Coach. I think this team. There was high expectations. At least I had high expectations, and loving those freshmen the way they're playing, and why don't you go, Coach? What can you tell us about the sub varsity, our freshmen and or junior varsity, sub varsity? How are they doing?
They probably still have a winning record. They're around 500 in district. You got to realize that of the 12 kids we've been putting on the court, like 8 are freshmen. So you've got freshmen that are playing against sophomores and juniors, and so they're a little bit behind physically, development wise. But I think playing up for them is just going to help them for next year. So that helps the speed of the game. And the majority of the kids that were starting, I think, were in junior high last year, and now they're playing JV 4A basketball, and that's difficult for them. So there's a lot of learning, a lot of growing pains, but they're doing a great job. They got a great attitude. They play hard as heck, and I'm happy. I'm happy with what they've been doing.
And Coach, you said that there was a couple of those guys that, if need be, they could go to varsity, right? So I think the underclassmen, I think when they come from middle school to JV ball, I think that year you just want to get them accustomed to the speed of the game, and it does. I think it'll help them in the next year. or as that season progresses as their freshmen, and then into their sophomore and junior year, somewhere along the road, what they're going through now is going to help our basketball program next year as they become sophomores or their junior and senior years. So we've got a lot of talent coming up in the future. And this year, our team, the boys, are in the playoffs. And wherever the chips fall in the playoffs, the coach will let us know. And once I find out, I'll definitely post it. But before we get to the playoffs, some big games coming up this week with Sinton starting tomorrow, then Rockport Fulton. So they're going to be good battles. Coach, I'm looking forward to the game on Friday. Good luck tomorrow. I can only say, man, I hope you guys beat Ingleside beats Sinton. I can tell you that I have a lot of respect for Sinton and the coaches because they got some great athletes over there. But as someone that's not from Sinton, right? Every time we play them, I want to beat them. I mean,
Yep.
that's the case, right? But on top of that, I tell people, but I have a lot of respect for what they do and what they've been doing for a long time. But I want to beat them when I get an opportunity. So hopefully tomorrow we can go into their home gym and get the win and come back, Coach. So it's easier said than done, but I know it can be done. Got to play our best game, Coach. Good luck tomorrow. And then I'll see you on Friday and next week on Monday, but I'll give you the final word. Anything you want to add before we let you go?
These kids have done a great job. This has been, I came here 4 years ago, and we've made the playoff 3 straight years. They hadn't made the playoffs since 2012. And that's a testament to what the kids have done. They bought into a system. They worked their tails off. It has nothing to do with me. These kids are talented, and they're hard workers, and they're a great group of kids. And they've got away from, we had some phenomenal athletes that have been the last 2 years. And that's why we say it's our time. It's time for these younger guys they're seniors now, but they were in the shadows of some older people. And everyone said, oh, these guys are great. These guys are great. So you know what these guys that are suiting up for us right now? Pretty dang good. And they're great kids. And so come on out, support them, cheer for them, and just be proud of what they do to represent our town.
Coach, that is true. That's why I want getting the podcast was important to me because I think these kids, they put a lot of off season work that no one sees but coaches, teammates. And we're just a very small part of doing a podcast for 30 minutes, but it can speak volumes to what the program's doing, how it's being built. Because a lot of people don't know. You go to a game, Coach, I used to sit there and say, oh, if they just did this, it would work. If the coach just did this, we would win. Fans just say, I was one of those fans. When I started doing the podcast, getting close to coaches, and started to realize they put a plan together before the season starts, and they got to stick to that plan. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I got a lot of respect for the coaches that coach in high school because it's not easy. A lot of hours that go in to practice, to figuring things out. And it's not as easy as just doing this and you win. You've got to get 100% from your kids. A lot of things have to go right. But when you can get into the playoffs consistently, whether you go deep into the playoffs or you go one and done or you get to the second round, the fact that, especially when you're in a tough district and you can get into the playoffs, saying something about your program. Saying something about when you compete with the better schools, the bigger schools in your district. And right now we're there. You're talking about what you've been able to do. And you're right. Credit to the kids, right? They put themselves in this position. They work their tails off in the off season. Some of them play basketball all year round. I see them in the summertime and they're traveling to San Antonio and they're traveling to the Valley. And I see pictures. They're just consistent every weekend during the summer. They're playing, all weekend. And that's just to continue to get better as good as they can get to be able to put the best product we can put when basketball season starts here, whether it's our youth, whether it's our middle school sub-varsity or varsity, Coach. So you're absolutely right. Come out, support these guys. They work their tail off for Ingleside to put that jersey on. You're not going to give yourself credit, but the culture is built by the head coach. And the fact that we've gotten into the playoffs a couple of times, that's credit to you and your assistants for the job that you do and the culture you create in Ingleside for these kids to want to come out. You got to put them in the best position. Kids are kids. They can be talented. but you got to teach them how to win. You got to put them in a position to win, and you're doing a great job, and your assistant coaches are doing that. So here on the MPND Sports Networks, we'll give you the kudos because coaches never do it, but we'll give you to you and your assistants because you have to put them, even if you get a talented kid, you got to put them in the right place. You got to show them how to win consistently, and you got to put them in those positions, and that's not always easy. So thank you, Coach, for what you do. And definitely come on out. Starts tomorrow in Sinton and then in Rockport on Friday. Come out and support Mustang basketball. Good luck tomorrow, Coach, and we'll see you on Friday, if not next Monday.
All right. Well, take care. Thank you again for doing all this for us.
Absolutely, Coach. And if you need anything, just let me know.
Yes, sir. Take care.
That was our basketball podcast with Coach Mark Spencer. And I heard a lot about the basketball boys going in, the talent. I mean, it's a tough district. Sinton is tough. They can win games. I saw them last week, multiple ways, and that makes the team dangerous to stop. They can play the inside game. They can shoot from the outside, mid range. So it's a really good team that you got to play your best game to beat them. And I think for Ingleside, they got an opportunity tomorrow. And I like what Coach said. He seems like they're just playing no pressure. We're in the playoffs, but he definitely wants to go in there. He doesn't want to just relax. We're going to play our game. But I think for the Mustangs, there's no pressure. You're not like, well, we got to win to get into the playoffs. You're in there. So go in there tomorrow, have fun, and play Ingleside basketball. And let the chips fall where they may, right? Hopefully, some of we'll hit those threes. We'll get a couple of 3-pointers. And hopefully Dylan has another big night and he'll get, some help from his teammates, and it becomes a very good game. So looking forward to that game tomorrow, and hopefully it's competitive, and hopefully we're in it to the very end to give ourselves a chance to win. And then on Friday, again, they'll come to Rockport 14. We'll definitely be there. We'll be streaming it on the Pirates Coast Sports Network there in the gym, but I'll send the link over to the MPND Sports Network so you can watch it on both networks. We'll be out there. You can watch it. The Pirate fans can watch it on the Pirates Coast Sports Network, and the Mustangs can watch it on the MPND Sports Network. We'll put the link out there. But definitely looking for soccer to go out there, talk to Coach Lynch and Coach Williams. We're looking to go out there and live stream some Ingleside soccer games in the couple weeks in the near future here. And I'll let you guys know when we'll be out there. And again, if we can't get out there, definitely support soccer through the live stream. That's why we're out there on the MPND Sports Network. When we go out there and we stream with our equipment, it'll be on the YouTube channel. When I go out there on my own, I just kind of do it on Facebook. But I'll let you guys know exactly where we'll be at. And again, Coach Williams was scheduled to be on at 7:30. But he texted me he could not make it earlier today. He had something going on. He was going to be able to be late. So instead of trying to get him in and get these podcasts done quickly, we are going to try to reschedule him for Wednesday. And as soon as I find out where we can put him in, I'll definitely post it on the MPND Sports Network so you guys can watch it live. The other thing I would ask is share the podcast with your family and friends. Get more eyes. I really appreciate the coaches coming on after a long day. I'm sure the last thing they want to do is sit for 30 minutes and talk to me, but they do it because they want to shine some light on their program. But it's really not about them. It's about their players. They know that they get an opportunity to talk about their players and their performance, and that's what we want to get out. We want to recognize our players. We want to be able to get them out to the community. Sometimes coaches bring them in, and you can kind of put the jersey number with the face, and hopefully when you come out and see them, you'll know a little bit about them. You'll hear about them. We talked with Coach Lynch about 2 of his sophomores who are impacting the game. They're very young, but having a great season thus far. So hopefully that'll motivate you to come out and want to watch and see them play, right? That's why we do the podcast, so that we can get more eyes on our programs, come out and support our players. A lot of talented Lady Mustang and Mustangs at that school. We're just a very small part of bringing it out to the community and letting them know what you're missing. So hopefully you guys will come out. And for those that can't make it, the parents that have to work and they can't make it, the live stream is why we want to live stream. You don't miss the game. You get to watch them on your phone or on your iPad or wherever you're at. If you're out of town, we've had fathers who who work out of town that thank me, send me a message and say thank you, because if it weren't for your live stream, I wouldn't be able to watch my kids. So that we do it for multiple reasons. And I'm glad to be able to do it. I love talking sports. And I learn a lot. I learned about the kids, the program. So it's a lot of fun for me. And so definitely, like I said, support the podcast. On Mondays for the rest of this year, we'll have what I call Mustang Monday Mustang podcast, where we have 6 scheduled today. We'll have 6 next Monday as well, but one couldn't make it today. But we get there 30 minutes, and we give the coaches an opportunity to come on. So hopefully you'll share it. You'll like it, hopefully. Give it a thumbs up, not thumbs down, but thumbs up. And then share it with family and friends. Get more eyes on the podcast as coaches come on. And sometimes they'll bring some players as well. So, again, I want to thank the coaches for coming out. I'm going to take a little break now because since Coach Williams isn't going to be on, our next podcast isn't until 8 o'clock. These next 2 podcasts can go a little different. They're our softball and baseball coaches. So at 8 o'clock, we're going to be talking Ingleside Lady Mustangs softball with head coach Kevin Lewis. And the expectations are high. I said that last year with going into the second round, battling Calallen and taking the loss. But I thought that was a really good game that Ingleside played against them. Co-district champs last year. In a very tough district. This is going to be a good season. And for me, I have high expectations for Ingleside. So we'll bring Coach on and he'll talk a little bit about the upcoming season. He'll introduce his varsity roster. He'll introduce his assistants for 2025. So definitely tune in to our podcast. It'll be from 8 to 8:30. We'll talk softball with head coach Kevin Lewis. And then at 8:30 to 9, we'll have our baseball coach, Richard Sanchez. He'll be on for the very first time here on the MPND Sports Network. So glad to have him on. He'll introduce himself to the community and surrounding areas. And we'll talk expectations, the upcoming season. What can we expect from the baseball team? He'll also introduce his assistant coaches and his varsity. So that's coming up in the next hour from 8 to 8:30 softball, then from 8:30 to 9 baseball. So take a little break, get some dinner, and then join us back here at 8 o'clock here on the MPND Sports Network, our Facebook page, as we have 2 more podcasts for the night, softball at 8, baseball at 8:30. We'll see you guys in about 30 minutes.